With the women's Final Four coming to Dallas at the end of the month, Keith Russell introduces us to the woman responsible for that and so much more.
During Women's History Month, you want to talk about a woman in power. How about the most powerful woman in Dallas sports, who you've probably never heard of? But after seeing this story, you will not forget her name. Cowboys Chief Branding Officer Charlotte Jones and Mavericks CEO Cent Marshall have been in the forefront for years, rightfully so for their excellence in what they do. As the executive director of the Dallas Sports Commission, every day Monica Paul walks into her office at Fair Park, virtually unseen, virtually unknown, but every bit as dynamic as anyone on the DFW sports landscape.
I look at it as a whole entire community effort. I'm just the one who gets to be in it day in and day out.
The greater Dallas area plays host to 70 to 75 sporting events a year, beyond the teams who already play here. In 2022, the economic impact of all these events was $650 million, not to mention countless jobs created, a lot of it due to the big thinking of Paul, who helps bid on the events to get them here and make sure they run smoothly when they do.
And I'm, I guess, very grateful and thankful for everyone who has invested in our city and sports within our city.
The investment has been clear over the years. Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy's only Super Bowl title was with the Packers at AT&T Stadium in 2011. Also at AT&T Stadium, Zeke became a household name, leading Ohio State to the national title in 2015. During the COVID lockdowns, the Dodgers broke their World Series drought as the first major event at Globe Life Field in 2020. And WrestleMania 38 took center stage right here just last year. But make no mistake, the future is now, as evidenced by Monica's most recent undertakings.
I want everyone to know and think and feel, just like I do every day, that Dallas is the top sports destination in the whole United States.
We thought we saw it all in 2017, when Dak's Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs ended UConn's record 111-game winning streak in the Final Four at AAC. Just think. The Women's Final Four is here again, end of this month in 2023. One
of the other reasons this is going to be so special is this is the culminating event for the NCAA in celebrating the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
Monica is an open book when it comes to Title IX, starting the path of balance between men's and women's sports and paving the way for her to have a career in sports. A sign on her desk reads, "I'm only here until I win the lottery." Well, that's not true. She won the lottery when Dallas was named a host city for the FIFA 2026 World Cup.
Dallas.
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 Dallas. Let's bring the World Cup to Dallas.
It's like securing the peak, the summit, the largest sporting event, single sporting event out there.
And Dallas is very much still in the running to get the semifinal and final match and be the International World Cup Broadcast Center.
Such diverse groups of people coming from all over the world. I think it's going to be an experience that we haven't seen here.
Also something no one saw coming, a woman rising to prominence from the tiny town of Caldwell, which sits 175 miles from Dallas, 30 minutes from College Station, home of a little girl who would grow up to be in charge of securing events that generate millions, seen by millions, while she brokers deals side by side with those worth billions. You're looking maybe to your left or your right, and there's Jerry Jones, and there's Charlotte Jones and Stephen Jones, and over there's Dan Hunt and Clark Hunt, and then there's Monica Paul from Caldwell, Texas. What goes through your heart?
Well, probably that in my wildest dreams, I never would have thought that I would be here.
But here she is, with a shrine of memories and a vision of creating many more for the people of DFW. And Monica Paul won't stop until that's the case. Monica Paul says when she came to Dallas, there were only 4 women in lead positions in sports commissions in the country. She's happy to be part of a growing number and happy to make history during Women's History Month. Keith Russell, CBS News Texas.
Pretty cool, and what an inspiring story.